Hi, I'm Alan Lazo, Executive Director of the Fair Housing Council of Oregon. As many of us look forward to beginning to come out of the global COVID-19 pandemic, we also know that what might feel like coming to the end of one crisis really means coming to an intersection of recovery and racial and economic injustice for many members of protected classes that historically have been underserved and under-resourced. How can we work to create a just recovery for the continuing and coming disproportionate impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on members of protected classes, including people of color, people living with disabilities, families with children, and women? There are several areas of concern that will have continuing economic impacts for many, including the end of the state's current eviction moratorium, source of income discrimination for those trying to use third-party rental assistance payments, and efforts to ensure welcoming and inclusive communities as we work to make sure everyone in Oregon has a safe, stable home free from discrimination. We all must join calls for considering how economic and racial justice plays out in recovery efforts and examine the structures that often dictate who gets access to resources and who feels welcome and included in our communities, especially efforts that are intended to address housing inequities rooted in a long history of discrimination, segregation, and displacement. Historically, as an example, federally insured home loans intended to help bring the country out of the Great Depression in the early 20th century and open the dream of homeownership to thousands was instituted using racially discriminatory principles that resulted in less than 2% of the $120 billion in FHA home loans made between 1934 and 1962 going to non-white borrowers. Today, we've seen efforts to remedy those inequities, like Oregon's Emergency Rental Assistance Program, implementing the Urban Institute's Emergency Rental Assistance Priority Index to prioritize the state's rental assistance funding. We also continue to see challenges to those efforts to better serve those historically under-resourced communities, including both legal challenges as well as continuing community opposition. Whether you're someone seeking assistance in this economic recovery, an advocate or an activist, a decision maker or a gatekeeper, there are numerous opportunities for us all to support those most impacted in this economic recovery. Please see the links in the accompanying newsletter article for more information about the statewide eviction moratorium, Oregon Emergency Rental Assistance Program, source of income discrimination protections, Project Turnkey Shelter Siting, and the American Rescue Plan Act funding that is coming to Oregon. Thank you.